pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you everybody for joining us for the Monday, February 7th, 2022 City Council meeting. We're going to start with approving or amending the agenda. Is there any changes to the agenda anybody would like to make?
No. I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as printed.
Thank you, Brent.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Leroy. Motion and a second to approve the agenda as written. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Sheriff's update. Deputy Strack, welcome. Yeah, hold that button down a little bit. There you go.
Oh, it's getting warmer outside.
A few degrees. It's
Yeah,
above
a few
0 today.
degrees. At least with the cold, we haven't had, like I was telling Chris earlier, we haven't had any break-ins at any of the parks. So that's a thumbs up. It's been a pretty quiet January. We did have one question on a motor vehicle theft from Pebblebrook Court. It is not a theft of a motor vehicle. A friend allowed another friend to take a car and it was a miscommunication. So as soon as we got a hold of that person that had the car and told them what went on, they brought it back. So it's not a stolen motor vehicle. We have,
Sounds like the good old days.
yeah. Couple fraud stuff. So just as everybody is aware, just as tax season comes, we get more and more frauds. So I don't know if there's something you guys can put out maybe on Facebook page or something like that, just to be aware that IRS doesn't usually call you asking for your information. So that will start ticking up as the fraud stuff will start ticking up as we get the tax season coming. But other than that, there's not a whole lot. We did have another T-bone crash just recently, which will be February's report at 27 and 185th. So that intersection is going to be. I don't like
Somebody
it.
just turned in front of somebody or what?
Ran another red light. Yeah, there's people are in a hurry. You know, they just
Yeah,
doesn't save you any time. That's all.
but didn't save that person any time.
No. Anything that stands out, still dealing with a couple animal things. I think I've got them figured out. I worked with both the owners. I think the one up in, I think it was Cleary Place area is got bark collars maybe on their dogs now, so I haven't heard. And then there's one down in Monterey. I actually went down and saw the dogs and told her that the dogs were running off property and hopefully told her to put a like an underground fence or something so that they wouldn't go off the property. But hopefully I've got those taken care of. We'll see though. As it gets warmer, they'll probably start running. But
Sure.
so anything that stands out for you guys, questions on?
No, I don't think so.
Sounds good.
All right.
Take care.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah.
Have a great day. Be safe out there.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Who are the consent agenda? Those items on the city council agenda, which are considered routine, non-controversial, are included as part of the consent agenda. Unless a council member specifically requests that an item on the consent agenda be removed and considered separately, items on the consent agenda are considered under one motion, a second, and a vote. Any item removed from the consent agenda shall be placed on the agenda under old business. Tonight on the consent agenda, we have the January 3rd, 2022 council meeting minutes with January 18th, 2022 council meeting minutes. The treasurer's report for December, CSTS budget, NSU rate increase, the pay estimate number 2 for the 2021 overlay project, and the City of Credit River / Scott County Cooperative Maintenance Agreement for the stoplight at County Road 91, 21, and Natchez Avenue. Is there anything on the consent agenda tonight that anybody would like to pull and consider separately?
Nope. I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Leroy.
Second.
Thank you, Brent. Motion is second to approve the consent agenda as written. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Open forum. The public forum is intended to afford the public the opportunity to address concerns to the city council. The public forum will be no longer than 30 minutes in length, and each presenter will have no more than 5 minutes to speak. Topics of discussion are restricted to local governmental topics rather than private or political agendas. The city council may discuss, but will not take formal action on public forum presentations. Commissioner Wolf, good evening.
Mr. Mayor, council members, Tom Wolf, Scott County. Just a couple things tonight. The redistricting, we're doing that up here by, I think, the 15th of this month. The state or in the congressional lines, I think they're already drawn up behind the scenes. And so that's when the war begins between everybody. But then we'll get them in. We have a committee of 8 people at the county. And we don't have any hands on it. You know, the commissioners, we just leave it alone. I think there might be 1 or 2 commissioners may not run this time or for sure next time. So they might have a 2-year. So we'll see what happens to that. But the biggest deal or problem is Shakopee has grown so much. They're like 50-some thousand people. So they can almost have 2 just for themselves. So, and right now there's 3 of them. That is one, Mike Beard has 1 district, and then Dave Beer has 30% of shot, and then Barb Brecky actually has 1 precinct. So I'd actually rather see where Shakopee didn't have 3 commissioners represented that 1 spot, because that could pretty much take over the program. So anyhow, so that's what's going on with that. So we'll wait and see. We have, I think I probably might have brought this up, but over here at Revere and 21, that is not probably going to get done this year. They didn't have all the land in hand. So they have to have that before they can get bids. And so they're just going to wait till next year on that, which is, I think, good, because we won't have much conflict then between 27 getting taken care of, which Leroy brought up. That was a big concern. I think it'll be better that way now. So that's all I have, unless you have questions. But yeah, the Met Council, like you were saying, that's a tough deal. We're dealing with that over in Spring Lake Township. They want to do some stuff, and it's going to be an uphill battle. It's going to be more than they talked about today, and I think I said it's probably going to be 2 years before anything maybe happens. So anyway,
And a lot of money.
yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Wolf. Anybody else for open forum tonight? All right, let's close open forum. I've got no public hearings tonight. 1 item in general business, website recommendation to approve a contract with Granicus to build and host a new website for Credit River. And I'll introduce that subject. Myself, Brent, and Dominique and Karen started working on vetting out new web service providers. When did we start that? Way back in November, right? So we started looking at ones that other cities in the area are using, and ones that are specifically providers are specifically geared towards cities. Came down to kind of 2 of them, and the one that's kind of clear ahead above the rest was Granicus, and their tools that they have for communication are much better than other ones, even the one that Scott County uses. And so,
Yes. It's true.
it is true.
Yeah.
It's a very, well-built website platform, just even to the email piece that will, when we post something on there, people can subscribe to it, and it automatically goes out and emails residents. They've got it built because they only work with government agencies, that it goes right through the spam filters. It doesn't get hung up in people's spam filters. Pretty cool stuff. So the recommendation, I think, from the committee that worked on that was that we entered an agreement with Granicus to build out and host a new website, which they said we could have done by August if we.
Might be the end of August, but I think it'll still be August. And we told them that was one of the real hot buttons, that we want to get this thing done and up and running. And 6 months or whatever it ends up being isn't really that much to get it done. I think with their support being located in St. Paul, we're going to be dealing with people that we can depend on to help us when needed, and they really want the business, and they sharpened the pencils on pricing, and they've pretty much done everything we asked. Them.
Just out of here, we elaborate a little bit more. I don't.
understand what all that means, because people might have all heard the conversation, so.
Yeah.
You're saying that email piece, that's nice.
Yeah.
There's a lot in there about SMS, text messaging.
That's all available
So
to
like,
use.
how do they? You know, that was one thing we got a lot of feedback on.
Mhm. Right,
So
absolutely.
what are like the other pieces?
So that's the big one. The big one is that when we can have it set up so that if you as a resident subscribe to the alerts from there, and you can choose your categories that you'd like to see. Every time we post something on there, you'll automatically get that email to you. Or texted to you, however you choose to receive those alerts. That's huge. I mean, we don't have to do anything else. And it can post out to social media right from there as well. So not even 2 steps, 1 step, right? You post, you add one new piece to the website, it automatically goes to all those other pieces.
If they want it, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The other cool thing, piece of it is the agenda piece. So as the agenda is compiled in the agenda builder, you can add links to it. You can add all the documents all stored in one spot, so that as it comes through, it's all there. It's all visible to the public and everything. As soon as the clerk would hit publish before the meeting, it would all be compiled with all the supporting documentation.
Everything gets
Yeah.
put into a PDF automatically without having that to be done. If there's something in there that people need to approve before it's published,
You can
there's a
workflow it.
routing
There's a
in there
workflow.
so that we
Yep.
don't have to, he's probably not listening. So that if we don't have to keep nudging the attorney or
Mhm.
engineer or staff to say, hey, we need this, and it does a reminder situation. I think the one thing I'm really excited about is that Karen is really excited about it. And yeah, and I think that's great because it should give us better communication, and that's what we all
Yeah.
heard. And I think there'll definitely be a learning curve for all of us, but I think streamlining is going to be great. And in the long run, we're going to be able to communicate with the residents better. We're going to be able to communicate where necessary between elected with staff. And I think our residents are going to look at this and say, wow, here's something that they did the first year as a city. And
Well, it sure takes us out of the Stone Ages. Our current website requires somebody to code in HTML. So,
it was 08.
It's right.
That's when
It's 08.
and so you look at how
The
communication
new
has
platform, we could update it ourselves internally.
Yep.
There's no need to reach out to and hire a webmaster to run it. So,
Yep. And this is one instance where it really doesn't cost any more to have the very best.
a little bit. It was a little more expensive than
Well-
the next one that we looked at, but not.
Not all the time.
No,
Yeah.
but I think
It was, yeah, it did at first, but we asked them to sharpen.
I
that was
think-
their
I think
piece where they
ease-
sharpened it.
ease of using it for our
Mhm.
residents, ease of using it for staff, ease of using it as probably our most important communications tool. I mean, we can send something out, it goes to everybody. It can post to social media. We can tweet if we want to on it. I mean, there's a lot of things that we can do. And we may not do all of them. We may not do all of them at first,
Yeah, right.
but I think down the line,
I'll be on the land.
but it's a platform.
I don't know. I think Leroy is gonna get on Twitter if we get this.
But
going.
it's a platform that we can use for a long time.
See, that's the key, right? Is that, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
How does it tie in?
Taxes, I'll be on it.
How does it tie in virtual meetings?
Yeah, we would still,
Because I feel like you have to do a lot of background work that people don't realize to kind of like make this part work, and so that people can see it again, is it have some integration with that piece?
My understanding is that,
well, it's still gonna be just a link out it would have a link out to the YouTube, just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we just kind of still rely on that piece.
but there would also be a link, there's some parts of it where there's a link, as I understand it, where there's a link that if you go to the agenda, you can link right to the YouTube that's coming. So, I mean, so there's gonna be some of those things that are gonna have to be manually put in with whatever the address is for the YouTube.
Right.
But then it'll be there, and it'll also have the listing of all of the archives.
Right. Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a circle at the end of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Give her the eye contact.
Yeah.
Yep.
This will really have the wow factor. And we told them that we want, when this hits, we want the residents to say, this is great. This is as good as what anybody's doing. And I truly believe it will be.
Yeah. If you're interested to see other people are using it, this is what Prior Lake uses. It's the same platform that Savage uses. Shakopee uses it in Prairie. Let's see. I also talked to City of Felton Heights. They use it. I talked to them. They're in love with it. So, yeah.
Does it- Probably, does it still require to make show?
You'll always have that.
Yeah, I don't know.
To
There's
start
gotta
it.
be like some other way. you know?
The problem though is, Andrew, is that think about it, how are we gonna know what Bill Margaret's email is, right? I mean, we don't know what Carolyn's email is off just,
Facebook and Amazon. You know. like-
well,
You know, but
so-
I mean, there is some AW and some.
there is some
But you start-
geofencing, there is some
start-
geofencing stuff
start
that,
looking up
yes.
Snow plows on northern hydraulics.
And next
it's
thing you know,
amazing
that's
how
all you
you're-
see for
you know,
ever and ever.
I
Yeah.
just wonder when that'll be cracked for kind of the city municipalities, because
Yeah.
I think that you guys felt that frustration, and we all know it is.
Mhm.
It's only as good as anybody's willing to reach out and
100%.
grab. for
Yep.
it, and that if they have solutions that how they overcome that piece, because like you guys said, we can send out as many pieces of mail,
Mhm.
you can send out as many email links, put signs.
Signs, everything.
I guess
Yeah.
we put on our signs, that's, but I mean, all said and done, it is a frustration that
Mhm.
here, I wish I would have known about that, but the only answer we can give is, well, if you would have signed up for something,
Yeah.
that's just the part. There isn't a lot in this world anymore that's, that you go sign up for it, kind of seems like fun.
We may be told, once we get this going, that we're sending out too much for people. Well, okay. They
Yeah.
can, then they can check.
They
things
can
off
dial
or
it
whatever.
back. They can dial it back.
Yep.
They won't come
Yep.
and say that.
Yep.
Oh,
You
it'll
never know. Well.
it'll be a one
Turn your mic-
stop. When you're on the website, you'll be able to find while you're
Yeah.
wandering in the website where we don't have that. Right now, it's separate.
It is.
to-
It's hard to go find the sign up link on our website right now. Yeah, this
I
one will
believe
have,
there's a pop-up.
Yeah, we can choose to have a pop-up right when you get there that says, hey, choose to get our updates, and boom, you can put your email in right there and sign up for which categories you'd like to have, get updates on. Yeah.
And then number one feature was, in my mind, was the .gov, where they have worked so heavily with governmental
That's all they do.
agencies
They don't do anything else.
that none
Yeah.
of their information going out goes into spam.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
That
whereas I
certainly was a
contact,
selling point.
Does the employment piece of those websites that live in this service? Or some type of enterprise program? Well, you said like Prior Lake has it as their website,
Mhm.
but then, Prior Lake uses their website as like their employment page. I was just thinking like for future.
Well, for hiring in that.
Yeah. Is that, is anybody?
I don't know. I guess I haven't, I mean, there's all kinds of functions, and we've talked about a lot of different stuff, so
well, they use a different accounting system via,
yeah, but
BSF.
probably what you're talking about
But it
typically,
could
Andrew, is usually
integrate.
jumps into an HR software.
Well, that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
But hopefully all the other systems. Yes.
Right. Oh, yeah.
It's their website.
When you're hiring,
Yeah.
everybody does, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and people you don't look in the paper now for a job anymore, right? It's- Get online and find them online.
They don't want to do that.
I'm gonna make a motion that we approve the recommendation to approve the contract with Granicus.
I think that, so the recommendation would be to approve the mayor to enter into the agreement.
Yes.
Contingent on attorney's review, because we have not asked,
Yep.
I haven't had Bob review the contract yet.
Did you get my motion, Karen?
I'll listen to it again.
Thank you.
I'll second it.
All right, motion by Brent, a second by Leroy to approve that the mayor entered into agreement with Granicus to build and host a new website contingent upon return review of the contract. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Sounds good. Well, that's exciting.
Go back online.
He is online.
Al, I got your chair filled for you, buddy.
Yeah, I see that, Leroy. Thanks.
All right, any council member updates or reports or anything anybody have tonight?
No.
Okay.
Well, just, we spent a little money on our road grader, the cutting edges got wore down and cross plug here, cord. So. Other than that,
Okay.
take it back. Yeah.
Where's the
No.
warranty, right?
Where's the
Oh, the tail light warranty, way to go, Leroy.
We're loving it.
Well, I tell you, it sure plows Murphy well.
He said if we had got a 12-foot wing on it, they could have done it in one pass. Because it's got a 14-foot moldboard.
Oh, sure.
Or 16.
16 foot. And then what is it, 10 foot?
Yeah.
So he does it in two, just up and back.
You can do our streets in one pass. So anyhow,
Yeah.
it's working good.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, Andrew, I tell you, we got a complaint. The roads are getting dusty.
I didn't get the dusty email, I'm glad you did.
Okay. Now, a complaint that the road's getting a little clean. Gravel.
I have yet to hear that one. I'll make those to
Should
you.
I forward you the voicemail?
No, why not?
I mean, if it's therapeutic for you all.
It's good. It's all good. Okay.
All right.
That's it.
Let's see. So Brent and I are gonna meet with Sheriff Hennon tomorrow, just our annual check-in with him.
Mhm.
No big deal there. We'll let you know if anything exciting comes of that. Trying to think if there's anything else popping up.
Prior like that, they're safe.
The application.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. And we'll have Chief Steinhaus is gonna be here at our next council meeting to present. Just we did that internal workshop, but we never did a presentation for the residents. And we talked about that last meeting when you were gone. I don't know if you went back and watched it, but we had some residents with some questions. So we're gonna have Chief Steinhaus come back and redo the presentation. So that'll be good. Was there anything scale wise, Brent, came up last time? I don't think so.
No, there was some questions about addressing, but we're cool with the county. Cindy's doing a great job and
Yep.
there are no problems with us in terms of addressing or assigning addresses to new plats or new lots.
Right.
Yeah, we're
Yep.
good.
Cool.
We're good.
Okay. Well, nobody there's anything else. Let's move on. Approval of claims listing. Let's see. I'm in trouble. I didn't open it. No, I didn't open the report. Here we go. Tonight we have claims to pay for $152,178.78. Is there any of those claims that anybody would like to pull separately and discuss? Otherwise, I'll take a motion to approve the claims for tonight.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Al.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Leroy.
73 cents. Right?
I say 78, didn't I? Yeah. Jeez, Louise, 5 cents.
Is that a swear jar thing?
It's close, isn't it? If I had a nickel in my pocket, I'd put it in there. All right, a motion and a second to approve the listing of claims tonight for $152,178.73. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Adjournment. Anybody ready to make a motion to adjourn? Thank you, Andrew. And second by Leroy. We got a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Thank you, everybody. Have a great evening.